Premier Lacrosse. Let's get to some PLL. So I'll start with some trends, and then I'll tell you guys about the props that I like. So first, some trends in PLL. We've got this game tomorrow at... Wait, what happened? Oh, he's stepping down. Whoa, Washington, a health issue and is on leave. That's so sad. He looks like he was having so much fun. Such a bummer. Ray Montgomery, Sean said, will be the Angels manager going forward. Damn, that makes me sad. He's been having so much fun, like, to watch in the dugout on Washington. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. And I don't know how that changes things, if that shakes the team at all, or if it benefits them at all for playing harder. But up to you guys how you want to interpret it. Premier Lacrosse, it's tomorrow. There's no games today, which is very interesting. But there's going to be a lot of like nationally televised games. You can watch it on Watch ESPN. So the first game is tomorrow, and it's the New York Atlas. And that was Kelly's one of her best bets. I'm just trying to get the live lines up right now. New York Atlas at the Philadelphia Water Dogs. The Water Dogs are minus 122. Some trends to know for that. So the Atlas, they're coming off a loss, but they are 0-3 against the spread this season, 2-1 to the over. Philly 2-1 against the spread this season. Both covers and wins were as underdogs, but this is the second time Philly's ever been favored against the Atlas. The last time was in 2023, and Philly won that game 14-11. Bill Tierney is 1-6 against the spread, though, as a favorite. Philly's also the first team to not have a bye week following their homecoming weekend. Then you've got the next game on Saturday, which is the Boston Cannons and the Maryland Whipsnakes. Boston's coming off a loss to Philly. Maryland is coming off a win over the Atlas. Both teams 2-1 against the spread this season and 2-1 to the over. But Boston's 4-1 against the spread against Maryland since 2021, 2-3 straight up. The last two seasons, Boston's just 4-6 against the spread as a favorite. And, oh, whoops, I meant to do that. These are Sunday games, Utah and Denver. Kelly said, I think Kelly had her best bet. You could go back on the YouTube and watch our segment back where she talks about everything that she likes. But a few things to know about the Utah game versus Denver. Utah's 0-3 against the spread this season, and they were favorites in all those games. 3-0 to the under, though. Denver 1-2 against the spread this season, 2-1 to the under. Last season, the series went 1-1 straight up and ATS. Last game of the weekend, Carolina Chaos are taking on the Maryland Whipsnakes. Maryland is going to be playing 2 games in a weekend, and actually no team in Premier Lacrosse has won or covered their second game of the weekend this year. So I think that's something very interesting. Maryland is, or this matchup is 7-2 to the under since 2020, but 21.5 is actually going to be like the lowest total ever between these two teams. Maryland's 7-2 straight up since 2020, but 4-5 against the spread. So again, no team has won or covered on the second game of the weekend, but they do have Maryland a good history against Carolina. Some props to take a look at. We love our props. Let me just get my odds and list. This is all going to be in the PropQueen.com newsletter as well. But the props, they start tomorrow. First one is the Boston game up against Maryland. This game's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Asher Nolting under 3.5 points. Nolting's gone over this number 0 times this year. We're getting plus money. It's a prop that will back till we're priced out, or if Nolting shows some positive signs. But through the first 3 weeks, Nolting looks out of shape and out of sorts with this offense. So I'm going to take the under 3.5 points. Denver's Logan McNaney over 11.5 saves. This is set Sunday against Utah, 12 p.m. Eastern time. McNaney had 14 saves in his debut last week. It's a lower number since Utah has not had high shot volume until last week when they scored 12 against California on 42 shots. But Utah's offense is coming alive. Chris Bates' game plan, probably to test the rookie goalie. The volume should be there for McNaney to go over 11.5 saves. So I like the over there on Sunday. Then we've got one more in that game. Jared Bernhardt over 1.5 points. That's, again, the same game, Utah and Denver. Jared Bernhardt plays for Denver. Bernhardt scored his first goal last week in his second game in years. He went to the NFL for a little bit. He saw more touches and shots in his second game back. It's only a matter of time until he's back to MVP level. At plus money, it's worth riding while he gets his legs under him, because once he gets hot, we're never going to see the 1.5 points again. So take the over 1.5 points. Loving the PLL angles, unexpected but wise. Get in on these niche sports, softer markets. It's true.